I'm ready when y'all are.
Okay, and then 5, 4, 3,
Two.
2. Hang on, I'm
All right.
audio.
I guess we'll wait then. I guess the countdown's a complete fucking waste. We've only done this 51 times.
No audio.
We've only done
damn
this
it.
more than 51
Oh,
times,
yeah.
so like, you know.
I hate my
What's
computer.
going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Level Unlocked podcast.
Yeah, unfortunately, we gotta do that part again though, because I have no audio.
But I have a couple people hanging out.
What is upstream?
Hello.
Okay, ready? So,
You know,
5.
thank you for the sub.
4,
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the
There it
Level
is.
Unlock podcast, episode 50 freaking 1.
51 of these. That's a lot.
51
Turn down
weeks
the
in a
speaker.
row.
Nope, not in a row. Remember we took that week
Yeah,
off.
we took one. We took 1 week off, but for the most part, 51 weeks. Crazy, insane. I love it. I like it. Welcome everybody. Quick shout out, actually, to the 137 people on our Facebook, our 62 people on our Instagram, who have come into our lives and liked the podcast over the last 2 weeks since we made those. Actually, so thank you for that. Mike Richards utilizing our email service, so I appreciate that. I won't go into much more detail other than that, but
Stick
you're
that in your
actually-
fucking taint.
He's actually on my stream right now, so that's why I had to give him a shout out for utilizing the level unlocked at email level unlocked
Level
podcast
unlocked at
gmail-
email.
at email.com, yeah, at gmail.com. So
Me.com.
thank you for giving me some premature tips for life. I shared that with the group and we all fucking died laughing. So thank you for that, Mike. I love you. Miss you, sir. Hope you're doing well. But how's everyone doing? How's everyone doing this a week, gentlemen?
I'm doing.
Good.
It's fucking cold.
It is.
It is.
It was only 75 degrees here today.
Shut
Oh,
the
man,
fuck
holy-
up.
Shut the fuck up.
Bro, yesterday it rained ice so hard it hit me in the eye 9 times before I walked into work.
Mhm.
Dippin' dots were falling from the
Yeah?
sky.
Yeah,
Straight
Dippin'
up.
Dots were falling from the sky.
The worst.
What's
It
the
was
weather like there,
painful.
Schroeder?
Shit.
It's like 70 degrees, blue skies.
Yeah.
Nice.
Aw.
Does not suck.
It's going to rain on Monday, which sucks, but well, tomorrow.
Oh man, that sounds terrible.
It is. It gets cold when
know-
it rains here. It gets like 60 degrees.
Aw.
Oh man, that's
Shucks for
terrible.
you. It was
We-
raining
The
ice
worst.
death yesterday.
We
It's
got
the
a bunch of snow today, but I guess it's not as bad as 60-degree rain.
It could
Asshole.
be worse.
Trevor had to leave early to get his car out.
Really?
Yeah, Jacko sent him home like 10, 15 minutes early so he could shovel his car out of the snow in the parking lot.
Hmm.
Well,
I'm sorry.
No,
Hey,
you're not.
so
Any
that was
consolation,
really
though?
hectic.
last year it snowed for 25 minutes here for the first time in 25 years.
You guys
Oh,
shut down roads, highways,
man.
everything?
So,
Yeah, everything
Even
shut
though
down.
Even though he hasn't been there long, he's been through the worst weather that Arizona
Exactly.
has to offer.
Yeah.
So
The whole city closed. It was
Wow.
it was
The
not
whole
a good
city.
time. It was not a good time. So I'm right
Oh,
there
man.
with you guys.
However, will you get your DoorDash now?
I
Yeah.
know it's depressing.
Yeah,
Hey, I
I'd actually
haven't
fucking
ordered
cook.
it in like a week and a half. I think I'm on
No?
a streak here. Might be actually more than that. Yeah.
You're getting notifications from your DoorDashers being like, "Yo, you okay, dude?
Yeah. They're like,
You alive?"
we're losing a
Haven't
lot
heard
of
from you in a
money
little
from you.
while.
Like we're losing a lot of money from you not ordering from DoorDash. Hello. Yeah, no, I haven't ordered in a minute, so I'm excited.
Nice,
about
good
that.
for you. I was thinking about ordering DoorDash today because I didn't feel like getting my car out unstuck today.
Yeah. Me too, but then I remember that they charge like $10 just to deliver it to you. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's too many bucks just to deliver it to me.
It is. It is a
Yeah.
little expensive, but I'm fat and lazy, so.
It's
So,
okay.
So Nate, how's your week going? Anything new special?
We're starting off with me, I suppose.
Yeah.
Not really, other than I finally understand why Schroeder stayed awake one day until like 7 a.m. just doing stream shit, because I spent 7 hours working on my second layout, because this is my first layout. This is the podcast one, and then I have my gaming one for this theme, and then my other theme is the one I spent 7.5 hours on, grinding away. Mind you, I grinded away at that one panel. Took me probably 3 of those 7 hours. Everything else was pretty. It was
Boy.
the in-game one. The in-game one you have to get so perfect. Everything else you're kind of just like, whatever. This goes here. This goes here. But I am super OCD about my shit. So if everything's not centered perfectly, I redid it probably 30 times. I'm not even gonna lie. 10 times per hour.
Christ.
Other than that, not a whole lot, honestly. Been playing some games. Last night was pretty fun. Played some good old tabletop sim.
That
I
was a
hadn't
hoot and
played
a
in
half.
while. That was a good time. We need to do that more often. I feel like we forget that we have tabletop.
Yeah, we do. I didn't even come up. Were you just like, you want to play Tabletop Simulator?
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
looking
yeah,
at my
pretty
folder
much.
of games and I was like, anyone want to play tabletop sim?
That works.
Because I that's another thing I did. I put everything into a folder across the top of my screen so it's as clean as possible. Because I'm tired of disorganization and shit, so I just try to make everything as linear and neat as possible.
For the 20 minutes you have it set up, and then
Mm-hmm.
it goes to shit on you again.
Yeah,
do.
been playing some good old 5M. We didn't play much this week. I don't feel. It feels like we played less than the week before.
Probably. No, I
don't
think
know.
we played more this week than we did last week. We played 2
I
days
don't know.
this week.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, no. Last week we played.
Well,
like,
you got to
we were-
consider the one day that we played, we didn't
It
really
was kind of a
role
shit
play.
show.
Yeah, it wasn't really role playing, unfortunately, because there were so many people.
That just took a while.
The
Yeah.
planes blew up a lot.
Everybody, and I feel more focused on trying to get where everyone else was at
Mm-hmm.
instead of focusing on the role playing. So that's why
Hey man,
kind of like,
I tried to role play as hard as I could.
Oh,
you
yeah,
did
Jimmy
phenomenal.
Noodles, attorney at law.
You did
Dude,
very
that-
well.
Jimmy
Yeah, you
Noodles,
did really
Attorney at
good.
Law, LLC, the third Esquire.
like, hey, you died. Do you need an attorney?
Do you
legal advice?
Do you need legal assistance?
Yeah. Every time someone died or blew up. Yeah, you
Like,
did perfect.
That case is still open. We'll,
Yeah.
we'll have to consult about that. But yeah. Other than that, honestly, I haven't done a lot. Played just got my Elgato finally. So I've been. I didn't have that last week, did I? I don't think so.
No, you didn't.
No.
No. Okay. So
You
yeah, I
started
got
on
my
Monday.
Elgato finally. Played a game called Call of Cthulhu. That game was fucking lit. For anyone who is familiar with my streams, even a little bit, the first game I played was a game called Canarium, based off of the Mountain of Madness from H.P. Lovecraft. Then this is all of like the Cthulhu lore from H.P. Lovecraft. It's a lot of fun, like little detective thriller kind of game. It's a really good one for sure. The only thing that bothers me is it's a French title, so
Bonjour.
the dubbing is kind of terrible.
Bonjour,
But
ça va?
it's whatever. Other than that, I woke up this morning with a really weird kind of pain in my arm.
Which
that's
arm?
not good.
So it's this arm. Let me.
So
let
the
me
right one? Okay.
explain.
All right, so it's not. That's
I
that's
have-
not as bad.
A weird super soreness right here. I have a weird soreness going down here, and then on the back side of my arm too. And I don't understand it. It's in certain spots of my arm. So I kind of chalked it up to like muscular degeneration, and I'm just dying.
Yeah,
Not again.
probably.
No.
I have no idea.
You said you weren't gonna do that anymore.
I know. I'm trying.
God telling you to stop getting tattoos. He's like,
Bro.
fuck you.
I'll,
Yeah, you're
I'll
one to
tat the
talk.
shit out of my body.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Other than that, not a ton. I ordered myself a new keyboard today. With
Nice.
Good.
I'm really excited for that to come in because the keyboard I'm currently using does not suit me anymore. It doesn't. It's not worth my time anymore. If I could, I'd just unplug it now.
It's not worth my time. This fucking peasant keyboard.
It's a fucking membrane keyboard that like I thought was fine, and then I really played with the
membrane
G815. I don't know if anyone's familiar with that keyboard, but the G815 is super fucking nice. It's very reminiscent of like the old school Apple chiclet keyboards that were just like super low profile. You tap it, it's done. Like, and like it's the reaction time is so fucking quick. It feels like like a month pressing down my spacebar on this thing. But yeah, that guy, I'm excited it comes Tuesday. Other than that, just working, hanging out. Yeah, not too much. Playing a little bit of Ark when I can. But yeah, that's pretty much been my week.
Good shit. How about you, Mark?
Nothing too crazy. Similar to these guys, I've been playing a bunch of Grand Theft Auto 5 on our 5M server, as well as Ark. Building some walls so we don't get attacked all the time by raptors. Also, with that, I made a update server for our Grand Theft Auto 5 server. So, long story short, our current Grand Theft Auto 5 server has all of our stuff on it, but it is kind of out of date. So, in order to update it, we need to like update the framework that it's all built on, but there's like major changes that break a lot of things. So I have to pretty much make an entirely new server and then test things individually and then add them that way. So I've been trying to do that in my free time,
Nice.
as well
Holy
as
moly.
yeah, that's pretty much whenever we're just like talking and stuff. Like I'm working on that, and then late at night I've been working on Python compression and conversion and all that sort of stuff. Just trying to keep active. I also put out a YouTube video sometime
Yeah,
this
you
week
did.
of us playing Call of Duty. It's pretty shit, but it's
Nah,
fun.
man, it was good.
Nice.
It
Hell
was
yeah.
good.
I've also been streaming a bit more. I played StarCraft 2 on Monday, like I planned to. I think I streamed a little bit of 5M at one point. I'm not exactly sure, but I mean, it's a step in the right direction. One's better than nothing.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Shit.
I'd
I was
like to
watching
play
it.
some more fucking Modern Warfare. I got my Elgato like for that because those custom games we play can get really intense and a lot of fun.
Yeah, James.
Yeah, me.
There just
I'm
needs
looking
to
at
be
you.
more customization.
Yeah, I feel that.
There needs more custom in the custom.
Once Forge drops, I feel on Halo, I feel like we're
God,
gonna
I
play that
can't
quite
wait.
a bit.
Oh, I can't wait.
I cannot wait.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Forge mode's the best.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Call of Duty, I forgot I have a list later. They finally officially released the top selling games of the decade. And
Most of them are Call of Duty. Spoilers.
and Call of
Most
Duty
of them are
made the list a few times. So
I'm sure.
Six out of the 10 times.
it's a bunch. How about you, James?
Well, I didn't really do too much. Like Walker did. I started playing Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Dragon Ball Z Coca Carrot Cake. That's been a trip. I'm going to talk about more when Walker gets back and probably talks about it. But that was that's definitely a thing that I'm doing right now. I beat Fire Emblem.
Hell yeah.
I
Hey,
fucking beat
you
Fire
did?
Emblem. I didn't get the true ending where I suck Claude's dick, but I beat it nonetheless. So that's one game that I could throw off to the side for now. Now I just got to do 3 more runs.
You have to beat that game 3 more times.
3 more times because there's 4 paths that you can take.
God, this game sounds ridiculous.
Do you
Yeah.
have to pick a different main each time?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And then they are also coming out. I need to play the DLC as well. I need to buy the DLC and play that too, which they're adding a new DLC, which I think I have on the docket, at least my stuff. So that's going to be fun. Ordered some new headphones because these ones are starting to get a little jank. And
Jink.
a little jank. I mean, like, oh, they shouldn't really do this. And they're starting to fade a lot, and it's just. I mean, these were $50 headphones. They've served me well, but I got
There
me
you
a
go.
big boy pair of Sennheisers now, so that should be coming on Tuesday. Can't wait to listen to Carmel dancing on loop for 10 hours with those just to break them in.
Hell yeah.
And Justin RPG. Can't forget about Justin RPG. Went and saw a movie with Nate.
Yeah, we did. I forgot
Called
about that.
yeah, called Weathering with You. It's a really good anime movie that we're going
It
to
was so fucking good.
we're gonna talk at
Really?
length. We're gonna talk at lengths about it during our anime corner one of these days when we bring that back.
I'm
Okay.
free one of these days. We'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about it after the podcast when we can do it.
Cool.
Yeah. Other than Fire Emblem, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, and movies, that's really it. And then same with you guys playing some stuff in 5M and Tabletop Sim.
What did you say your review on Dragon Ball Z? Go in depth with it or no?
When we'll talk about while you're talking about it.
Okay, that's fine.
I could explain my thoughts on it.
What about you, Shreds?
Yo. Yeah, man. Super busy week. I played around with a little bit of modding, a little bit of editing. Messed around with the overlays a little bit. This one I tinkered with a little bit more. The overlay for this one. Looks like my watch party randomly stopped working or something. Got a watch party going on for the show.
Lit.
Started inviting people to it. But yeah, just trying to figure out things, man. The GTA server is gonna be a lot of fun. We just need to get people on it, bros. Like the 5M server is gonna be a good time, and I got plenty of items to keep us busy until Mark does whatever fucking magic he's got to do to this other server he's working on. Like, do you
Biggest thing
think
just
Mark?
role playing.
Yeah, I was talking to Aimrite about it, and he's like, "Yeah, it's cool you're making all these like little side quests for us, but like, really the fun is running around together like a bunch of fools."
Cops and ambulances, because you can't fucking rob banks without cops. So,
Right? Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can't do without the cops.
and
So,
that's
like,
a big part of the game. Is that?
Yeah. I can't
Yeah.
be an attorney at law without people getting arrested.
Exactly. So there's a bunch of that. Like we were talking about how we used to play on another server, and we got in legal hot water on the server because we kept littering. Because we had a promotion going on where we gave people clipboards. So we just handed out thousands of clipboards. So like just the general role playing side of it, running up and randomly talking to people is usually what makes it pretty fun. And then also we got the ARC server that we've been working on, and I'm probably gonna not spend a whole ton of time messing around with the GTA modding side of it because it's
There's a lot
Frustrating.
to it.
I spent a whole night. I spent an entire night last night trying to figure out why this code that I've written before was not working, and I was comparing it to like 4 other codes that do the exact same thing, and everything looked perfect,
Yep.
but it wasn't working. Like half of it would work, but then I'd get to half of the thing and then it wouldn't work anymore, and I'm just like, what the fuck? So Arc, I know how to use that a lot better. It's a lot easier. It's just simple INI files. Like I'm gonna just go step down a level until. Mark, do you think the new framework for it is like easier to tinker with on the back end?
Not really. It's
No?
the same. Yeah. But like
It's
for
just gonna take practice, man. Doing that shit.
I don't know.
'Cause
It's all computational programming. So like if you want to render something, you gotta pretty much just do if statements the entire time. It's like if there's not something here, then render this. Here's the size. Here's the color. Then create the actual object. And then for that, you got to check if the player goes into it, and if the player hits the key. And then if the player hits the key, do this, then this, then this. It's all
There
logic.
we
So
go.
there's a lot to it.
It's taking
yeah,
me back.
there is a lot of if statements, and other than whatever. It's
Yeah,
fun.
I'm trying to teach these guys how to do it. It's all a work in progress.
Yeah, I can't wait till I can make the advanced ones. Right now, I can just copy and paste and like compare and make little subtle changes that will do a thing, but often don't. Actually, they often do something. I often break whatever I'm working on. Makes me so mad because it was working fine, and then I'm like, I would have changed the name of what this is to something else, and then boom,
Everything dies.
everything broke. Server crashed. Game over. So there's that whole process. And then, like I said, so on the ARC server, I got a couple fun ideas for some adventures. I need a talk to you a little bit about it, Kitsune. I need a partner in crime to help me build out some of these little side story arcs that
Okay.
I kind of wanna
I got you.
do. It's good. My Madre is actually hanging out on the Facebooks. Thanks for the heads up. She said my mic sounded like poop. So
It
No
sounds-
swearing, guys.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
you're like double chugging. I don't know what it is.
You hear me twice?
No.
On the Facebook thing.
I don't know what double chugging means.
It's weird. So like it sounds like you're like compressing in and out consistently.
Is that
Oh,
remember
I-
you were having stream issues the other day? Same thing.
I don't know. I brought the mic closer and turned up the gain a little bit, so maybe that was it.
Turn up that gain.
Yeah, a little bit. But other than that, not a whole ton. What else is there to talk about? I think that's really it for the most part. Yeah,
Good stuff.
no, that's about it.
For myself,
My news for the week.
obviously GTA. Didn't play Ark this week because last time I played Ark, I fell off my pterodactyl because I froze to death and couldn't find myself.
So did I.
Mark actually found my pterodactyl, which I meant to ask you, how did you do that?
After the same exact thing happened to both of us.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah,
Yes.
fucking wrecked in there, and then pretty much went back and like I don't know. I tried to find it once and then died again, got all my shit, and then was like, all right, I'm gonna go back to base, get prepared. So I did that, said fuck it, grabbed a dragon, then just went up there and found your bird first. And I was like, holy fucking shit, found this. And
That's awesome.
then it took way too long to find my bird, but I eventually did. And
Would my body wouldn't be that? My body would have despawned when I logged out, right?
I think it's like after 30 minutes. or
Yeah,
something.
after so
Ah,
long.
okay.
That
I was like, well, maybe there's still a chance to find my stuff. Nope. Oh well.
No.
Yeah, I didn't play that. I got to get back on it. But yeah, I tried for like 30 minutes to find my self and couldn't find it. So it's whatever.
It was pretty wild.
It's a little disheartening that when that happens, especially after you've done like a big thing.
Yeah.
Like we just got done getting a whole bunch of what was that stuff? Sulfur.
Clay.
Sulfur.
Oh, you guys got to call, yeah.
When Walker died, it was the clay, and then when we died, it was the damn sulfur. But we got it.
It's like, yeah, because
Yeah.
Mark made it through, and then Dale made it through. I'm like, oh, I can fucking do this. Didn't even get halfway and dead. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I tried to quickly turn around, and then nope, that didn't work. So, we
That
did
game
get.
can be so heartless sometimes.
I don't know, right? Me and James got Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
That game looks so freaking cool. It looks like you're watching the show.
What
Yeah.
it is.
That one there.
I don't know, man.
It
I
honestly,
don't
if
know.
you've
I thought
never,
it was great.
if you've never played the game, if you never watched the TV series, in reality, if you play this game, you've watched the show. You're not just gonna pick this game up and be like, oh, I wonder what this is. Let's try something new. But
Right.
Oh wow, Dragon Ball Z. What is that?
What is
Yeah.
this?
That sounds exciting.
that sounds like an awesome game. I can't even say the character's name, but let's figure it out.
Wonder
But-
what happened to Dragon Ball 8 through Y.
Yeah, that's facts.
Oof.
But it literally, like, other than the side quests, it's pretty much, I think, verbatim for the most part. Literally the TV show,
Really?
and
How-
yeah,
How far did you get? How?
I beat Raditz, and my body went to Snake Way, and I started. I got to Gohan where he finally is able to free roam but can't fly. So after he becomes the giant ape,
Okay.
so not
That's
that.
when I
fu-
tuned in when you were flying and fighting that thing. Oh no, I tuned in a little bit before that.
Yeah, and then flying around, and then I fought the giant ape. But yeah, literally, it's when Piccolo in the TV show, he gives Gohan a sword.
He
and two
manages
apples.
to materialize clothes and a sword.
Exact same thing he does in the game. So it's so far, other than obviously the dialogue, but there is a ton of dialogue and a ton of scenes.
It is simultaneously it simultaneously removes the filler and gains the filler at the same time. It gains different filler. Like, okay, so
Yeah,
here
the side quests.
here's a spoiler, Walker. Here's a quick spoiler. You know the whole thing where Goku goes to the home for infinite losers or hell?
Yeah,
Where
he
he
falls off Snake
where
Way.
he falls off Snake Way, or the whole part where he like there's that succubus that tries to suck his dick, but he's like, ew, gross.
Yeah, the Snake Way chick.
Yeah, that's
actually a
not in
snake.
there at all. You
That makes
just
sense.
you just skip right past it. I was disappointed. I wanted to go to Hiffle.
It's not in Kai either, though.
I wanted to go to
So-
the home for infinite losers.
So I think this is more based off Dragon Ball Kai.
Oh yeah,
Dragon
it's
Ball
based
Z
off the
Kai.
manga more than
where Dragon Ball Z in general is 257 episodes. Dragon Ball Z Kai is 123.
that removes
That's how
all
much
filler.
That's how much
Jesus
fillers in Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, it's
That's
just the
ridiculous.
meat and potatoes. That's it. with Kai.
130 episodes is eliminated. Going from Dragon Ball Z to Dragon Ball Z Kai.
It's fucking madness.
Yeah,
It
it's
is.
unreal.
It is. I honestly do not know how Babby Me was able to sit through it. Sit through all 280 episodes. I have no
Mike-
idea how.
One episode at a time.
Yeah, Mike Richards says flying around collecting the orbs reminds me of Superman N64.
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of does. But at least the controls are better. It's pretty solid control-wise. The combat's
Mhm.
very basic. They get
Yeah,
a lot
I'm happy
of
about that. It's
they get a
'cause
lot of
they're-
things like they get some things wrong in this.
yeah. But like I like the combat though, because if you ever played other Dragon Ball Z games, sometimes you have to do like the left, right, up, down, A, B, and then it does like a
Yeah,
Kamehameha wave.
it's a fighting game.
It's
That's how
other than this,
fighting
you
games
literally-
work.
It
Yeah,
is.
but-
But it's a weird style of fighting game. It's like a fighting
'Cause-
RPG, like an action RPG kind of.
That's what this is.
Yeah,
And
to me, you can't have those type of combos because of how many moves each person knows. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So I like this. I like the basics where it's just like punch. You have the key Kai, however you want to say it, and then you have R1 or L1, and then you have your special attacks. To me, that makes it so much more simple.
the only thing that makes me worried with this was made by CyberConnect 2. They're helping out Square make the Final Fantasy VII remake. They're
Really?
helping out with things like the combat, which
really?
is making me a little nervous.
I didn't think it was that bad though.
It's really simplified. But then
That's-
again, the best Dragon Ball Z games are the fighting ones.
Yeah.
You don't like it being so easy.
Exactly. I'm used to
So we'll
fucking
see.
Budokai Tenkaichi where you have like 500 moves for every character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Up in triangle, down in triangle, up in square, down in square, down in like
And
circle.
Fighters is
Triangle,
really good.
square,
Fighters
left, right, like
Yeah, just fucking everything. You hold them both. Yeah, up.
half
and,
circle, medium, and heavy punch together.
yeah. There's literally combos galore. Square triangle, left, right, square triangle, square triangle. It's like, to me, that's a lot.
Too many buttons. Too many fucking
Um,
buttons, bro.
But for Final Fantasy though, they are doing two different modes.
Yeah.
They're doing a classic, and then they're doing a.
I know they're not.
different one,
They're not
so-
gonna fuck this up. They're not gonna fuck
No,
that up.
definitely not.
Hell. no.
Hope not.
I like it. The dialogue for streaming purposes, though, unfortunately, is a lot. But at the same time, I don't want to skip it because I don't know.
It's
I
the
technically
story?
could but
It's the
yeah, to go
game.
Yeah.
to go with the story though, I feel like I can't. Like
It's
when
so
Gohan talks
hard.
to Yajirobe,
Oh,
that was like 5 minutes Them-
Goku.
of them just chatting.
I
It's like there's a lot of talking in this.
well, it's an RPG.
Oh yeah,
You should have seen all the talking parts in Fire Emblem.
Oh, I can only imagine.
But
That is such. How story driven is that game? I'd be willing to bet like a lot.
what Fire Emblem?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's like all story. It's
the whole thing.
it's a tactical RPG mixed with a dating sim.
I like it.
Not even
It
lying.
does it again.
It's just like
Graphic-wise,
Persona.
Graphic wise, I like it. Obviously, it's cartoonish, but it's expected. So
Goku's head
That's cool.
seems small.
Yeah, a little bit.
Like that's one
Collecting
thing.
the orbs is a pain in the ass, though.
Yeah, like his hair looks a little funky. Like I know it looks right, but like there's something off about it
Mhm.
that it just doesn't work with me.
It's weird seeing
It's that Dragon Ball game they're talking about. What's the name of the game?
Dragon Ball
Dragon
Z
Ball
Kakarot.
Yeah,
Kakarot.
It's
It does look cool. It looks like I said, I was watching dude play it the other day, and it looks a lot
Maybe
like
his
I was
head sticks
watching the
more.
show. Like,
It's
Mhm.
it's weird going from
It
because
really is.
the last Dragon Ball game I played, Dragon Ball Z game I played, was Fighters, the fighting game by ArcSys, and that looks unbelievable. And then I see this, and it looks good for a 3D cell shaded game based on the Dragon Ball license, which is
Mhm.
very hit or miss.
yeah,
And it's just
this
such
game
a-
could have been trash, bro. Let's just get-
No, oh no, yeah, no, this
It could
this-
have been butt stuff.
I mean, it's kind of jank. It's got jank in all the right places. It's that
Just the right
entertaining
amount
kind of jank. Yeah, exactly. It's the right kind of jank.
Yeah, I'm digging it so far. Obviously we haven't played it that much, but to see,
It's-
I've done a bunch of the side. How much side stuff have you done?
Oh, everything.
Yeah, me too.
Any side quest that pops up, I play 'em. It's
Yep.
it's a lot longer than I thought it was gonna be.
Oh, it's gonna take a while.
I thought it was
To
gonna
beat
be
that?
25 hours, right around. I looked on how long
No.
to beat. It was like 42 hours. I was like, shit.
I've already played it for 4.5 hours, I think, and I literally just beat Raditz barely. And it's just like a little past
You
that.
just
I'm
barely beat
exaggerating.
Rat.
Well, I mean, probably exaggerating on the time a little bit, but maybe 3 hours ish.
Yeah, because I'm about 3.5 hours in, and I'm getting ready to fight the Saiyans.
Yeah, maybe I'm at like 3 hours. I also spent a lot of time flying around collecting orbs too.
Yes, yeah.
But I
do
found
that.
out. So if you go, well, and we'll talk more after the stream too. But if you go to the character, you can upgrade the special beam cannon to make it more
really?
powerful, and that's what the orbs are used
Oh,
for.
I didn't know that.
I found that out. I randomly stumbled upon it.
The game doesn't
I
explain
ran-
like enough to you. There's a wall
No.
of text while you're playing.
Nothing.
There's a wall
No.
of text, and also, can I just fucking say, okay, the very first mission of the game is just collect a bunch of items,
Yeah.
and then there's like it's just a fetch quest to start the game. I'm like, this is putting great taste in my mouth.
Yeah, it's
that whole quest with Nam was unbearable almost, where you had to trade items. You
Yeah.
had to go all over the place and trade a bunch of items with people. It was damn near unbearable.
But yeah, but yeah, I stumbled upon it because I clicked on characters, and on the characters it says there was like a button that says upgrade character, and I click on it, and it's like a Final Fantasy 10 like chart or God of War chart where you can like you can make yourself more powerful. I can't think of what it's.
It's a skill tree.
Yeah, skill tree. That's exactly what it is. That's what the orbs are used for. It's like, that makes fucking sense. I was like, why am I collecting these orbs if they don't do anything? At first I
Orb.
thought they were At first I thought they were the money. But no, they're
the in-game currency.
they're in-game currency. But no, I found out you click on character, that's how you upgrade your skill tree. That makes perfect sense.
That's why there's like
Does.
500 billion of them all over the place.
Yeah. It's how you get more powerful.
Okay.
And like how you make the
Now, how long-
characters.
How long do you think this game is how long is this game? Would you believe?
I'm-
James?
How long to beat says 42 hours.
Yeah.
42 hours to run through it?
Right around, yeah.
I'm assuming that includes doing the side quest because there is a ton.
Well, that's not completion percentage.
Oh, it's not.
That's just basically like any percent.
You got to think though. You're going through almost 200 some episodes.
No, you're
Of a
going
ga- of
through
a-
280
Yeah,
episodes.
you are. Yeah, you're going through all the episodes of a show built into a game. So, like it even says, you want to watch Dragon Ball Z? Here you go, play it instead. Like that's literally what you're doing. Instead of
Seriously.
watching the show, you're playing the show.
And is that you think it does a good enough job at that?
I think so far
hits all
it's
the
been
story
spot
beats.
on. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
spot on.
Like the abridged version, because I mean, if you think about it, 40 some odd hours for the full game run through, but yet the series is like 100 episodes. Like how many episodes? 200 and something episodes. So it's like
Yeah.
they cut a lot of it out.
They do. Like there was a part where you see Vegeta and Raditz, Vegeta and Nappa at the beginning of the game, but you don't see their faces. There's an episode where they're in a planet, they're in a bug planet. For no apparent reason, they just want to go there and blow it up. At the end of the episode, it's two bug characters. They fall in love with each other, hold each other, and kiss, and Vegeta blows up the planet.
Well, you know why
no
they
reason for that episode.
you know why they do that episode, right?
No, why?
To catch up with the manga, because the manga was going on at the same time.
Hmm.
So they
Yeah.
need those filler episodes to catch up with the manga. It doesn't
Or
make
for the other way around for the manga to catch up with the anime.
No,
Yeah.
'cause-
Either way,
yeah.
either way.
Yeah,
would
so
make
yeah, you're
sense.
going. Yeah, essentially the theme is, and I seen a trailer that like a trailer, a commercial says you want to watch Dragon Ball Z? Okay, here, play it instead. That's literally what you're doing. You're playing the TV show.
Mhm.
So I like so far it's hit every single piece. Like even like I said, the random stuff where Piccolo gives Gohan 2 apples. Like the little pieces that they did in the show. So
I'd
far
also-
they brought into the game.
I also
Huh.
like. Have you found like the what was it? The momentums or mementos?
Yeah, the little pictures and stuff.
Yeah, they have a
Yeah.
lot of like things like
From Dragon
pretty
Ball.
much stills from the original Dragon Ball series.
Yep.
Which
Yeah,
is a
they
nice little
have-
touch.
Like a rock that Goku and Krillin had to go find many,
Mhm.
many years ago and drag an actual Dragon Ball the show.
That just makes
so
me want a
I
regular
remember that
an
episode.
OG Dragon Ball game.
Some
I
bunch
got
of
it.
little Easter eggs here and there.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. I like it. I have no
Looks
I
fun.
haven't played it enough. I'll be playing it more tomorrow. Oh, sorry, you can hear myself double. So, but I'll be doing that. I'm doing what was it? Monday, Tuesday, because Wednesday is GTA 5,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're Friday, Saturday, right?
Mhm.
Wait, what? No,
On DBZ.
Yeah.
So
Wednesday is.
Wednesday is GTA 5, right? Or is it
yeah,
Tuesday?
Yeah, Wednesday.
That's what I
I
thought.
was just playing last Tuesday to kind of see what I could do as
Oh,
far as
okay.
setting some stuff up.
So, but yeah, so that's it for the news wise. That's not it for the news. That's
Yeah.
it for
Wow.
news,
Wow.
guys.
That's
Dragon Ball
that
Z.
was a quick
That's
news
the podcast. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
sub 1
that's
hour.
it for the weeks and the reviews. So let's get into some news, boys. Let's start with a good old Nintendo event, shall we, James?
And what Nintendo
All right.
event is this?
So this was the new this okay. So this is Smash Bros. Mr. Sakurai presents the new Smash Bros. Thing, aka Oops, Too Much Fire Emblem. So people have been wondering who the last character of this fighter pack will be. It's been many people wondering. People are like, "Oh, is it Dante? Is it Ukulele? Is it Sans Undertale again? When's
Who's Ukulele?
Waluigi?" It's apparently a super secret character that not many people knew about. No, not many people at Nintendo knew about this until today. It's Bailiff, the main character from Fire Emblem Three Houses. Oops, too much Fire Emblem. Much like how Dragon Ball Fighters is oops, too much Goku's. Smash Bros. Ultimate's oops, too much Fire Emblem. So, another goddamn Fire Emblem character. They look really weird in the Smash Bros. Art style, because with Fire Emblem it's more cell shaded, it's more artistic. If you say if you ask me, the colors just seem really flat on these guys, especially in the faces too. They look really not the best. They have a little trailer. They do a little promo thing where Bailiff gets fucking dunked on, and for some reason during the cutscene, they basically take a cutscene from the game, except they add voice acting because none of the real cutscenes in Fire Emblem Three Houses have voice acting for some reason. But the goddess of Fire Emblem, Sothis. I kind of have to explain a little bit about Fire Emblem to explain about this. Sothis is a god of this world. She's living inside of the main character, Baelith. Yada, yada, yada. She goes, oh, there's too many swords characters. And I laughed. I chuckled at that. So you get to use not only this weapon called the Sword of the Creator, which is like a sword whip, kind of like Ivy's weapon in Soul Calibur. But you can use things like Fail Not, a bow. I think it's called Ragnarok, which is an axe, and then a spear to do some cool combos. You also have, as the alternate costumes, the female version of Baelith. Every odd number is going to be male. Every even number is female. And all the outfits change, like, depending on which house it is. So there's going to be the yellow one for Golden Deer, blue one for Blue Lion, and red for Black Eagles.
How many different characters are there in this game as far as from that franchise, from Fire Emblem franchise?
8.
Jesus.
Isn't there like 70 characters in Ultimate?
Yeah, something like that. There's a lot of characters.
Crazy.
It's coming out January 28th, so coming out soon. Yep, that makes 8 Fire Emblem characters. Then my eyes start glazing over a little bit because these events are great and all, and Masahiro Sakurai, the creator of the game, he's a wonderful human being. God bless him. But man, sometimes you just get to the fucking point. Like, he taught me how to count in binary. He taught us how to count with one hand. That's pretty interesting. And he's also flexing. He flexed on all of us hoes, saying, "Yeah, I got to play Breath of the Wild like 3 months early because I wanted to play it." And he was saying, "Yeah, I got to play Fire Emblem Three Houses like 2 months before it came out because I wanted to play it." So he's just flexing on us at that time. The maps, well, there's one new map that takes you all throughout Garreg Monastery, the main hub world of the game. Fun fact, 2 of the characters, Claude, my boy, and Hilda, my wife in the game, they're descendants of characters from the 4th game. That's pretty cool. Again, just get to the point, Sakurai. 11 new songs are added. New spirit board featuring the characters from said Fire Emblem game. New classic mode, where you fight a bunch of Fire Emblem characters. They also announced some new Mii Fighter costumes. So let's get to it. So the Mii Fighter characters, costumes for custom characters, essentially. You had Altair from Assassin's Creed, which is weird. I'm surprised that they didn't choose Ezio, but all right. He's a sword fighter. They're adding a Rabbids hat because, Rabbids are popular. X from Mega Man X is a gunner class.
Cuphead?
Yeah, Mega Man.exe from Battle Network, he's a gunner. And then Cuphead is going to be a gunner costume. And they're also adding a music track from Cuphead into the game, the one where you fight the flower.
Oh, cool.
Then they announced the Dark Samus and Richter amiibos that are out now. The Fighter Pass is complete, so now they're adding. They said that they're making another Fighter Pass version 2.0. 6 characters are going to be introduced in this one, and the characters have already been set. So don't pester Sakurai anymore.
I was gonna bring that up.
Don't pester him anymore because the man's putting in long hours and he doesn't want to hear your bullshit. Back to you guys.
Yeah, I seen that where he posted on Twitter. He asked players to stop requesting fighters in the game.
Yeah, Sakurai's done. He's sick of your bullshit. He'll add 7 more Fire Emblem characters. God damn it!
What's up, boys?
Don't tempt him.
He was like, guys, the characters that we are bringing into the future are already handpicked. So please stop tweeting at me asking me to add this character into the game. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, he's sick. He's sick of your bullshit.
Tired of the
Pretty
bullshit.
much.
He's had many times where he's gone to the hospital because of these games. He at one
That is
point
insane,
for I
though.
think it was Brawl, He actually had an IV drip in his office,
That's
so he didn't have to
ridiculous.
leave.
No. Leave the poor man the fuck alone.
He's doing his best.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So that's all from the Mr. Sakurai presents Oops Too Many Fire Emblems.
Too
like
many
it.
Fire Emblem.
Before we get into some disappointing news for gaming wise, I'll go over some quick stuff. Continuing on the conversation of Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, the PC version has added a mod. It replaces Goku with the Untitled Goose Game. Yes,
Yep.
you play as the
Honk.
goose,
You play as Untitled
Goku.
Goose.
and you fly on the Nimbus. You fight Piccolo. You fight everybody as the goose. Untitled Goose Game. I
The-
actually watched the trailer of it. It's absolutely hilarious.
They also, I saw on Twitter today that happened like 3 hours after the game launched. By the way,
Really?
people modded that in.
That's fantastic.
That's dedication. I saw a picture on Twitter that says gaming has come full circle, and it's a picture from GTA San Andreas where they modded Goku into it, and then the next picture was they modded CJ into Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
I like it. Google Stadia is back in the news.
Oh God, why?
Why?
So good and bad. So,
There's
Obviously-
good that can come from that.
well, kind of. So as you know, Google Stadia launched last year, and we haven't really heard anything since it launched. Launched November 19th. Rather than buying the games on the disc or downloading them from digital store, Google Stadia streams games over the internet. The service launched with access to limited customers willing to pay the $130 for the Founders Edition. For those who don't know what it is,
You also need to have a Pixel phone too.
yep.
Yeah.
The platform's launch was extremely rocky, featuring a lot of missed features, games that were missed. Since the launch, they haven't really said anything.
Blaming
And early
developers.
adapters who pre-order the game are getting really, really, really impatient, and they've been letting it know. So a lot of the individuals who were basically the early subscribers to the beta and everything like that are taking the Reddit, and they've lost interest and excitement over it. They have not been impressed, and they pretty much have given up on the unit. They are disappointed that they spent $130 and they can't justify why they would keep it at this point. Google hasn't really said much, unfortunately. They have not
What are
come
they
out,
gonna
they've not
say?
released stuff until
Are bad.
today. So in 2020, Google plans to add 120 games to its library throughout the year. More than 10 games will be in the first half of the year alone. The other 110 will be in the last half of the year. That's always plus. They didn't outline what the titles would be, but they said that you should be expecting exclusives by the end of the year. So they were
Stadia
supposed to have
exclusives.
Yep. They were supposed to have exclusives already, which that has not come.
Nope.
But they said by the end of the year there will be exclusives, as well as upwards of 120 games to choose from. There's a lot in store for the Google Stadia this year, Google has said. In the meantime, we hope our gamers are gearing up for some great news and game experiences. Towards the end of this month, we will share more about the games that are coming to the Google Stadia Pro in February. So next month, we will most likely hear more as to what Google Stadia is bringing to the table, in hopes that the people who pre-ordered it, have it already, didn't already lose hope, and say, screw it, we're not going to utilize you anymore. It's very, very, very possible. With that being said, I'll leave Sony to you, James. I always forget these stupid ads. Xbox One streaming is now available for insiders. So xCloud.
I've been doing
Nick's
that.
gonna give it to you.
Oh, you have been?
Yeah, I actually played Hitman and Gears 5 on it for about an hour or so yesterday.
What do you think?
It's not bad. Like, it's not great. But it actually took me the hardest part of it was getting an Xbox controller that had Bluetooth in it.
You need a
It's the
second
ones that-
version of the Xbox.
Yeah, I had a
What are you
first-gen
playing it on?
controller. Pixel 3 or Pixel 2.
Nice.
Yeah,
Using my
seem
Wi-Fi.
okay?
Yeah, I was.
Seem to run okay.
It ran consistently. That's all I can
Okay.
really say about it. It had about a quarter of a second to a half a second lag pretty much on every input. So
Nice.
like I first started out playing Gears 5 and like on a local match, and it was just difficult actually like aiming and then shooting and actually hitting something, because just the amount of like latency between my inputs and what would actually happen on the screen. But
Nice,
it looked
good
good.
shit.
And it was consistent across the board. Like the latency was pretty much the same no matter what I was doing. So
Awesome.
at least I was able to get used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Google Insider program is free and available to anybody. You have to sign up for it, and then once you are accepted into the program, you can start with console streaming preview, followed by the instructions to stream like Mark is doing. So it will be. It's just like an open beta concept right now, as the xCloud is set to be released in the next couple months here. So open to everybody, including the Nintendo Switch.
Hitman wasn't so good though.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Mark, were those the only two that you did?
Yeah.
Because I've also been putzing around with it a little bit.
What'd you think?
Yeah, those are the only two I tried.
DMC5 sucks on it.
Oh,
Really?
Well, because it's exactly what Mark said.
latency.
The lag. If it wasn't for that, I mean, this would be fantastic playing DMC5. Still DMC5, so it's still great, but is that Domino's Pizza?
When do you think that once
Breadsticks.
that because it's still in beta, that do you think they'll fix these?
No, yeah, I'm
I would
sure down the
assume.
line.
You'd hope. Like I'd
when it
hope
launches,
that they release
launches.
a product that actually hits our expectations. I think that's why it's been in beta for so long.
They didn't just pull a
But-
Google and just release it.
Yeah. It's our negative latency.
Hey, negative latency is an actual thing, but it's not used yet in the Stadia.
A couple more things, and then you can go. So, Call of Duty